What's going on, everybody? It's Benji doing another episode of the Open Forum. We got my man Sasodolo on the phone. Right now, we just kind of walking into the intro a little bit. It's called ACE, ACE. This the same guy on the phone. I'm telling you, he just sound like he smoked a pocket of Newports before he go in the studio. He grow 10. He gets 10 years older in the studio. What's the word, gang? We live on streaming right now. All right, go ahead and go get the rest of that. Yes, sir. Go ahead and get the rest of that. It's ACE is available on all streaming platforms. Sasodolo, Sasodolo. Now let's get back in tune with this. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you, bro?
Another 24. Things are unraveling in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta,
You gotta maneuver.
Yeah, you gotta. Your shoe gotta go untied to check your step.
Yep.
Man. So let's go ahead and get these. Let's get these topics in order real quick. Let me go ahead and. All right, cool. All right, so I got a question for you, bro. I'm gonna kick right into. You know how we don't play around with this shit. We go straight into it. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the question is, I'm gonna get you closer to the people so they can hear you, man. You hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. They can hear you. All right. So my question for you, bro, is why do you? And then look, he gonna fuck your head up. This man's young, but he's smart, man. He's with it. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. All right. Why is YouTube separate from YouTube Music?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because if you check TuneCore, you check your DSP distribution platforms, you'll see that there's two different YouTubes. Like you get paid twice from YouTube during the week.
So you get twice. You get paid twice.
Yes, sir. You get a royalty check every month, a little update, and then you also get like a week by week basis. So why do you think that happens? You're gonna see how wicked the industry is after I explain this, or after I like just confirm what you say.
I feel like they did that not only for streaming purposes for artists, but it's a good marketing.
It is good marketing, but it's dope. You think that it's for the artists? It's not for us, bro. If it was for us, they wouldn't have gave us 0.0011 cents out of every penny for every stream. It's not for us. It's not for us. It's for them. Because now they can recategorize. They understand they're switching up with the times, so they can recategorize their infrastructure as a social media platform. If you look on the distribution, it says stores, online stores, and then it says social media. It'll have Instagram, TikTok, and then two YouTubes. One YouTube with a red signal with a little white triangle in it, and then one with like a black and red YouTube spelled out in black and red letters. Excuse me. And so they step on it a whole bunch of different ways. Because think about it though, like they make trillions of dollars every year, right? And so they lose billions of dollars every year, right? So if they only report half of their earnings, it goes from losing billions to only losing millions. Just like if you have $100,000 taxed, you losing probably $40,000, right? But if you only got four $25,000 businesses, you just losing it every check. You're not even, you know what I'm saying?
Well, also it's smart on YouTube, smart to put their app into two different platforms.
Yeah, and it's YouTube Music, so then you can, yeah, bro, it's YouTube and then YouTube Music. And so it's a little configuration game. It's a little scheme, but it's not really, like I said, like it's about loopholes and it's not about kind of exploiting opportunities as far as like benefiting your team. And so like your team, their team is the corporate structure. Our team is the producers, the content creators. You know what I'm saying? We happen to just do visual and audio. And so
I
it's
was looking at it from a consumer side too.
what you mean?
I was good to have it separated into two different apps because YouTube Music you can play without having to actually be on YouTube. You can be playing in the background of your phone.
But you can do that with YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium is actually the best, like the best, because then you can watch movies on it, you can watch TV on it, you can listen to beats on it, you can listen to podcasts on it, you can listen to
And
the
it's another
music on
thing.
it. But I
Some
say
people don't even know that.
if you were to really like go off of your basis, your premise, if it was really about what's best for everybody, they'd have adult YouTube and child YouTube.
They split YouTube up into so many different
No,
categories.
no, but if you put it restricted, age restricted, or you put not safe for children, they shadow ban you and they take you out the algorithm. They take ads, they take, you know what I'm saying? Like all of our videos under interactive that I put out through TuneCore, they automatically, like my plug, they automatically have ads on it. You can have 3 streams on it, it's gonna have 4 ads on it. You know what I'm saying? You could have 2 streams on it, every stream's gonna count. It's automatically monetized through the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? So there's no qualifications. We already straight to the source, straight from the source. All right. So then, oh no, we can't talk about that. Talk about that shit. Hell no. Damn. Damn. Or if she's next to me, we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Hella pause. But check this out though. I said the next topic might get us canceled, but you know what I'm saying? Like fuck it, we can cuss and we can say nigga on live TV and nobody cares in corporate entertainment. And so I said you should get rid of state property taxes, utility bills. Or how would we get rid of state property taxes, utility bills, and internet cable? How would we do that?
That's also a good question. That's something that is good for everybody.
I have the
But
answer. I have my answer. I don't have the answer. I have my answer.
I want to hear your answer for that first.
All right. What's the main draw in every city, every major city?
You said the main draw?
Main economic draw.
Food.
No, that's not an economic draw. That's a necessity, and that's
Oh,
that's typically sponsored by the government. That's where I'm getting to. You just stepped in the shit I just laid in front of you. That's exactly what I was getting at. If it's a government, this, you know what I'm saying. So I said have all. Uh, I said have all professional sports become owned by the corresponding state covering the money. You know what I'm saying? So like Indianapolis Pacers, instead of it being like a private franchise, it would be Indiana. The state of Indiana owns the Pacers.
but that's technically going back into colonies. That's like
No, no,
separating
no, no, no,
everything
no,
out.
no. They're still a union. They'd have a union. They still have the players association. They still have everything. It'd be a federal entity.
Oh, kind of like how Africa is in certain parts.
And people don't talk about that because they don't want to seem like Africa's as united as it is. Africa is the most rich and wealthy continent in the world.
Yeah, they just made. I think it was 20,000 coins that are worth like $800,000.
And so I'm
Gold
saying
coins
you have the
for
state cover the
deposit.
money, you buy out the owners so they're compensated appropriately. So it's not like nobody's losing money. But then you drop the taxes. You know what I'm saying? Because now the government makes so much money from that. It's like, all right, cool. It's not like it's not like a communist or socialist society, but it's kind of that kind of principle. And so you drop the taxes, the government owned athletics would lead to mandatory outreach programs and mentorships. So it's like, all right, if you're gonna be a professional athlete in your state, you have to do outreach programs and community help in that state. Mandatory. So think about that, how that would be. Like imagine the Pacer player like just coming to your school like often or a different one often, not just like once every 3 years or never. You know what I'm saying? And so you have
Yeah.
mentorships from every team, from every sport in every state. You know what I'm saying? And then you could get vouchers from the government to cover payment for the teams and players. So like whatever you would make normally, whatever you got drafted at, you just get a government voucher from that. And then
I didn't know that.
and they cover the payment, the team's players. Everybody wins. You pipeline to small businesses, and that could lead to a community all driving electric cars or at least multiple bus lines. So then it's like everybody can do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
then, how do you like the invisible hand? If you put enough resources in the market, it's going to move itself. But also, if you study economics, they say if you gave everybody the same amount of resources in 50 years, they go back to their original place. Why do you think that is?
Greed.
Not greed, not greed. It's just because there's producers and there's consumers. So the people who get their money, people who get their PPP money or their whatever money, unemployment money, and they handle their business, they got something left over. The people who fuck it off at Benihana's and now like getting the Gucci, I'll get all the da da da. Nah, like because think about it, the people who spend money are gonna spend money even more because now they have more to spend. The people who make money are gonna try and put that into the business to make more money. So eventually, after 50 years, one generation, it's gonna trickle down back to the same people. It's the invisible hand. I think it's Adam Smith or John Smith, one of those two. I forget. Don't judge me. But peep this. I did some numbers. I was crunching some numbers the other night. How much money do you think Bad Bunny makes for his label?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, you know Bad Bunny's productivity level during the year.
No, I don't know.
He'll put out one project, and that's it. Maybe a couple
Crazy.
singles. He'll put out one project, and the lowest he's done all year on Billboard is number 2.
That's crazy.
I estimated based off of his streams because like Drake, like he has like of course he has like probably like 100 and some songs on Billboard, right? Or the top 200 or whatever. Bad Bunny has like 14, but they all have like hundreds of millions of streams, right? And that's
Yeah.
just one platform. And as we can see on our metadata side, there's 280 stores. So you have billions of streams on hundreds of platforms, right? And one label is responsible for that, right?
Right.
I estimated he makes about 10 to 11 billion dollars for the label every year. I
Damn.
told you he only puts out one product, so it's like the overhead is minimum, and he doesn't even do any promotion or rollout. He'll just put a picture on Instagram. Like his last rollout, he put a picture like drinking a smoothie and was like, "Album's out tomorrow." And his engagement, like academics broke down his engagement versus Drake. Drake has like 4 times as many followers. He has like 140 million. Bad Bunny has like a couple, like 30, 40 million. But he'll have like 20 million likes out of 30 million. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's literally ridiculous how like effective and efficient this man is. And so I'm figuring like, okay, if a one artist on one label is making about $10 billion a year for the label, I don't know how much he's making. It's not my business, but I added that up because that is my business. I said, how much do you think Amazon or Google is really making? Like they're either making nothing and just operating with overhead. I mean, workflow capital, or they're really making so much money that only the government needs to know how much money they're making.
I think it's capital.
You think it's just like a house of cards and they're just operating with momentum?
That's what I think.
Because think about it, bro. Like if one musician, that's not even a necessity. Like think about it. Google, Apple, Amazon has every address and have products shipped to 5 out of 10 of those addresses in the world every day. And they get a little surcharge per transaction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, how much do they really make? If a record label can make 1 billion a year easily off one artist purely based off of streams, not even like endorsements, shows, sponsors, endorsement sponsor, same thing, but like just the streams, just the digital currency, you know what I'm saying? The circulation. How much is a brick and mortar with constant traffic from the house? You see what I'm saying? Not even a brick and mortar, just how much is a e-commerce from the house making? And so um altogether it's crazy. So if one artist can boost that much output, uh, yeah, so it's really kind of crazy. I think the government has the tax returns, and so like they're good with that. But I think they're kind of telling like people pay to get on Forbes and people pay to get off Forbes.
Yeah.
I think it's the second one. I think it's the latter. I think they're like, yo, like we're good, but no one else needs to know. You know what I'm saying? And so I figured out this: how do you stop the violence in like urban communities? I have an idea.
That's hard.
I have an idea. You seen that? You seen that TikTok of the Colombian police officers?
No, I haven't seen that TikTok.
They had like 4 women cops just walking the street, and like nobody was having no problems. Nobody was like everybody was showing love. This, and that. And that's Colombia. That's a third world. That's a violent third world country. You know what I'm saying? So think about
Yeah.
all them. Think about all them lady cops that get catcalled. Like, ooh, take me to jail, arrest me, take me with you. You know what I'm saying? They get off of that when they show up. So imagine if it was a mandatory that all the women cops had to be models. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Just women models. They were not. They wouldn't. They would try and hit on them. They wouldn't try and hit them. You know what I'm saying? Man.
Yeah.
So I got a question, bro. You see that McDonald's video? It was a skit. It was a prank. But how do you feel about that? Like, uh, take care of just your person or versus everybody? I think it's goofy. I think it's kind of corny. But I'm gonna let you go first.
I haven't seen the commercial personally myself, but
Mm-mm. It's not a commercial. It was this woman said that like this other male only brought like food for his son, but she had other kids in the house, and she like threw it away and shit.
oh, that video,
Yeah,
I think it's corny.
yeah. Go on, expand on
I feel like this is a question you was gonna ask, and I'm not gonna cap.
that.
But it's just the simple thought is the fact that he brought the food. Like, be more considerate,
Yeah, because like, yeah, keep going.
because he didn't have he. Like, it's not that he didn't have to bring anything. He could have not brought anything.
No, that's his kid.
And that's what I'm saying. But you have some people that don't have their father in their lives. So
He's one of them. He's not. He's not bringing it home. He's bringing it to someone else's home. He's not taking them out to lunch. He's dropping off a sandwich and leaving.
yeah, then that's where the moms will
I
get
rather
mad.
me. I was blessed to have my father in my life, but I'd rather have somebody just if you don't fuck with me, just stay away from me than try and fake phony kick it with me like you care.
Yeah, but then again, you got to see where the father came coming from too.
No, I understand. I had a girl that got pregnant and she tried to use that as leverage. She literally moved to Seattle, took a picture with another nigga holding her stomach and shit, all of that. Like she said, you'll never see your kid. I'm not even gonna keep the kid. I'm gonna give him up for adoption, and I'll never tell me where you're at. That's a reality I went through. 2018, after she crashed my car,
Oh no,
took the wheel while I was driving and crashed the shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is not something I'm just coming up with. Maybe what it would be like. No, this is something I lived through. You know what I'm saying?
that's fucked up.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm me and she's her. I got somebody that care about me and she's, you know what I'm saying, talking to herself. But this is what I think, bro. I think one, it was goofy for her to do it because it was a skit. Two, I think it's goofy for her to do it even if it wasn't a skit because then it's showing you that you're not taking care of your business. Like I was starting to kind of like complain a little bit to baby earlier today, and I was like, you know what, let me stop. She's like, wow. I was like, because me talking about my business makes it seem like I'm not handling my business. You know what I'm saying? Because if you handling your business, you just talking about other stuff. You're not complaining. Because if you complain, you just kind of exposing what you can't control or what's controlling you. You feel me, Dolo?
Okay, that's what I said, right?
So back to this other age-old question: you out with the homegirls, or you out with your girls' homegirls? They have a man. They don't have a man. If they don't have a man, are you paying for their meal?
No,
Ah, shit. Why not?
why should I have to pay for all their meals?
I agree, but I agree with a caveat. This is what I said. Fine, and then the friends she's got, that are cool with me. Like the girls that'll come over to the spot or like come where we at, hang out, whatever, and will contribute. Like back when I smoked, all right, cool. I got what I want. But did you bring anything to the table? Like, did you bring a blunt? Like, my girl don't have to bring nothing to the table. We sit at the table together. We already talked about that. But like, if you just walking in the house expecting shit, then you can walk out the door with nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you kind of like, all right, you don't have to bring like, you can just bring one blunt. You know what I'm saying? I'll roll up two. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, yeah, the people that come in and give me good vibes and kick it with me, like not on the weird shit, but like kick it with us, yeah, that's cool. Like 100%. Yeah. Because also, boom, it'll be like, all right, you like the 7 habits. He talks about establishing emotional bank accounts. You either withdraw the bank account or you deposit in the bank account. You deposit by good actions and deeds and affirmations. You withdraw with doubts, criticism, you know what I'm saying, and complaints. And so you take out of that relationship versus putting into the relationship. So if you put into the relationship, she's gonna bring you around them. And if you put into it again while you're around them, then they gonna trust you around her. So they're not gonna try and be in her ear like, man, forget that man. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna try and endorse you versus try and find somebody to compete with you.
Right?
And so I say, how do you feel about the whole Meg Thee Stallion blackball situation?
When she gets blackballed?
She's saying she's blackballed. Exactly. That's exactly what I put. I said, people say Megan's blackballed. I say it's the exact opposite. I said, what are the chances she hits it big, how she jumped into the game? I said, what are the chances she gets another collab like WAP from like Cardi? Shout out to Cardi, you know what I'm saying? And from a business perspective, the brand always has to be the brand. So they're pumping the same amount in, even though they're not getting the same amount back. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be a Phantom one week and an Acura the next week. You know what I'm saying? And I said,
Yeah.
they can't be red bottoms and then it can't be rainbow. You know what I'm saying? It got to be one or the other.
You gotta pick and choose.
No, you got to just be yourself. If that's your level, then own your level. I'm wearing not a dirty white, but I'm.
I was talking about being yourself. Yeah, be yourself, but at the same time, this different like different scenarios, different things that come up. You have to pick and choose what you want to do.
What you align yourself with, exactly. And so I said, the product received support. I said, but who owns the pub on her biggest songs? The label, right? So her doing well in the future drives more traffic to her page, even if it's under somebody else's page. So it's like, cool. I have WAP under my channel. So whatever else you put that bullshit out, they're gonna go back to the shit they liked. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
So more is more. And so the audience picks most cases are going to be the hits. You know what I'm saying? The playlisting, all that other stuff, because the label put them in position to be on the playlisting, and then they just, all right, cool. You want to do your little side passion project, knock yourself out. Mixtapes, basically. You want to do shows off mixtapes instead of your hits because you want to spice it up. Cool. We still getting paid off the hits. You know what I'm saying? So her doing well in the future drives more traffic, and the older label owns the hits. They put the project out, and so it did what it did. She flopped. It did 50K first week, and but that's the music business. But that's the music, not the business. And so the word of mouth was that the music was mid, so there wasn't no rush to go check for the new project. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody like SZA or not Summer Walker, but like SZA or her or something like that, they'll do 30,000 every week for 50 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
These are good numbers if you really think about it in the long term.
Yeah, that's what exact. But see, people aren't. Some people are short centered. You know what I'm saying?
Which you shouldn't be.
And so I'll say, why do you think the fourth quarter is so important in business?
It's just like a basketball game or a football game.
Keep going.
If y'all close and like, tied up or whatnot, say for instance in fourth quarter is the last time to change things around.
Now put it in our field. Put it in our vein.
So instead of trying to sell 50K like with Megan, you would take the route that SZA would have took rather than Megan's. I can understand and see why she's saying she's being blackballed. It's bringing more people to her page and looking at her stuff. But at the same time, you shouldn't say that you're blackballed.
No, Tory is blackballed. Tory like Tory is
Tory is blackballed.
like, and so I say, fourth quarter allows you to act out your plans publicly. You draw in new prospects for the following year. I said there's a baseball click analogy, right? Dudes who spend all day texting girls to link up on the weekends, they built up the relationships with the girls and they would show up, right? But they wouldn't do shit with them. They just, oh, now you text me all day. I'm your friend now. I'm not the nigga that I want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when they ran to me and my guys, like not even from the same school, we just had a bunch of guys that we all played baseball in high school. We all hung out together. Like one dude, he went to the Mets. Other dude played like for the other team. Blah blah. I played for the other team. We all just blah blah blah. We just hung out, right? And so we would spend our time working out and developing our name or our brand around the city. So we played different schools. We stood out, and like when we went to different functions, we stood out on our own, right? We would go to these parties they would set up, and the girls would fuck with us. So they stopped inviting us to the parties. You see what I'm saying? But we started having our own and just circumvented them out the way and just hit up the people we already met. So we spent our money. We spent our winners getting money. Like we did what we did, and one dude was already like he was straight. He was like he signed to the Mets out of high school, so he was already just focused on that. And one of the guys was like catching place, and the other guy and the rest of us were just shaking and moving. You know what I'm saying? So come springtime, when we did the baseball, we only focused on baseball. So we were in the public light for the right reason, but we could act on momentum. You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
So I'm saying, AKA taking the new girls out that we just met out on dates after we invited them to the date. So like we showed our value, we played well in the game, and we had money to go to Steak and Shake. We had money to go to McDonald's. We had money to go just chill afterwards. You see what I'm saying? Because we already spent our time getting it in the winter. We didn't have to spend our time away from our craft during the season to get money. We just had to act on the momentum. So I said major companies build up all year to act on the momentum during the fourth quarter. They drop the first quarter, they tour during the summer, second and third quarter. They do media rollouts, like covering the displayed content during the fourth quarter, like a recap, a rollout, a build up for next year. You see what I'm saying? So it's not only like 3 or 4 artists can drop on the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else is using that to springboard the first quarter. And so it's cyclical when it's done right. It's a revolving door of products and consumers. A wise man once said, "Shout out to Andrew Tate, even though they got you fucked up and got you taking off all these platforms. I'm still rocking with you. It's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all like you rocking with me." But no, a wise man said, "A rocket ship doesn't stop when it takes off towards the moon. You have to keep going. So every day, like 2 to 4 hours a day isn't much for a side job. 8 to 10 hours a day isn't much for a main source of income. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's not about making the most money. It's about making the money you make do the most for you. What do you think I mean by that?
Say that one more time.
Ah, damn. Party foul. I said it's not about making the most money. It's about making the money you make do the most for you.
Yeah, money is a tool. You should be using it to help you push you forward.
What Drake say, we need to love people and use things and not the other way around.
Yep.
Quick little water break, people. And so how do you feel about the whole little high value male thing going on right now? Speak on that.
I don't know what's going on with that right now.
Everyone's
But
talking about like, oh, I'm a high value male. Like I need to have girls share me. Like I'm gonna make 6 figures. So this and that. Blah 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 blah. Like the fresh and fit kind of thing. The little wave. Do you know about fresh?
um,
You know about fresh and fit?
no, I don't.
There's some goofballs in Miami that try and look cool by paying escorts online to come to their platform, and then try and make fun of them for being like hoes, basically. But it's like you knew they were hoes before they got there. You know what I'm saying? Because you met them in a certain way. You know, and the one girl actually like she's like, why are you trying to talk bad about me when you couldn't even afford my allowance, whatever? Da 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 da. He's like, I didn't ever want to pay your allowance. I just wanted to trick you into getting. He's like, so you just try and manipulate girls and just da 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 like and try and clown them on TV, da da. So like it kind of backfired. The whole thing is just kind of corrupt. Like it just imploded. But here's the thing: They're talking about like, oh, you shouldn't pay $200 for a date. You shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't. You should have a girl like pay for home ticket, pay for da da da. No, 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 no. I said there's a difference between a high earning male and a high value male, right? I said a high value male doesn't mind paying for dates every date. A high value male has other people pay for their shit too. Like, think about it. You get a deal with Adidas or Nike, they're gonna give you shit to wear. So now you stop paying for clothes. So the money you used to spend on clothes, you can spend on a date now. You can spend on a plane ticket night. Because it's like, imagine you have let's say you have $5, right? And you're used to spending $2 every day. But now somebody endorses you, so now instead of spending that $2, you actually make an extra $2. So now you have $7 to play with, but you were only used to spending $3. So you can put away the four and keep spending the three as you would, but now you have four to draw from in case you want to do something different, something special. So it's not really, you know what I'm saying? It's not really affecting you too much. And so it's like brands, companies paying for their breakfasts and dinners. Like, like, oh, I'll take you out to dinner. I have a business meeting. Like that happens for dudes. You see what I'm saying? Like it doesn't just happen for girls. Like, oh, you just want to go on a date with me for the free food. Maybe with you, you know what I'm saying, but not everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe the dude that gets taken out just invites his girl. You know what I'm saying? So now you both get to go for free. You see what I'm saying? So that's like the whole value thing. Or managers covering travel expenses to establish a base on the front end for their artists. It's like not blowing it in strip clubs. Is like strippers are throwing it after the club. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the one spending the money in there. You're the one in the parking lot waiting for her to get off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so like the plug pulls up to you, gets you packs of rats, and you just give him an extra like $10 for a delivery service instead of you and your girl waiting outside the door waiting for him to pick up, making you look goofy as hell. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
And so I said, brands make you ambassadors so you don't purchase products. It's like we don't waste our money buying clothes to impress. We get the top line brand to look cool by suiting us down. You know what I'm saying? Getting us fresh. It's like, for example, like one of my old like radio A&R friends. When I go to Chicago, like I don't pay for hotels anymore. Like I just hit her up and she gives me a unit in one of her apartment buildings. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
instead of spending that $500-$600 on a hotel, I can spend that extra $200 on the date, and I keep $300. You dig?
Makes sense.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And if you have a whole team full of people doing that, it goes back to like the Asian culture, the Jewish culture. It's like, all right, everybody puts in $10,000 in the pot, but only one person gets it per month. So everybody has at least $100,000 to deal with that one month. You see what I'm saying? That's how they keep everything going. And so it's a possibility perspective, and then it's an aspiration, then it's an outcome, then you have options, then you have decisions, and then you have results. A high value male has his life work for him. He wakes up and has market value already. He already established the channel of distribution to place himself in the market based off his productivity, his value, his skill set, and his work ethic. A high earning male works for his money based off an elite established structure. So basically, the banker that makes $200,000 versus the consultant that makes $200,000. It's the same amount, but it's different. One commutes, so he spends money, he spends time away from his family. This is that. Whereas the consultant can work from the basement, he can work from the office, he can work from the den, and he can just kind
You
of
can
like
work from anywhere.
he can slap his wife on the ass after she drops him like lunch. You know what I'm saying? And she goes back to doing what she's doing. Or
Gotcha.
or he can meet her at any point in the day if she has a job, if she wants to work. Then he can just go to lunch, take her out to lunch, or just go take a walk in the park or something like that because he has the time. He's not trading his time; he's trading his intelligence or his network. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. I understand.
I know you understand. That's why I'm having these conversations, man. All right, so hit me with your topics, and we gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna put this on Patreon, and I sent you the link already, so you need to make one so I can tag you in it
Okay. I'll make that as soon as we get off the phone.
for sure. Hit me with them, bro. Pause.
Um, hmm. Which one of these do I want to do first? since we're just talking about consumers, in a sense, which one would you rather be, a consumer or a publisher?
A publisher, 100%.
In whatever aspect, okay, so I should narrow this down even more. In the entertainment industry, which one would you rather be, a consumer or a publisher?
Publisher.
Why would you rather be a publisher than a consumer?
It gives me a double option. It gives me a dual identity. It gives me a dual reality. Consumer spends, right? Let's say just like the drug game. If you only smoke weed, that means you were spending money every time you wanted to smoke weed. If you sell weed, cool. Give me twice as much. I'm gonna put away one for me and one for everybody else. Whatever one is.
Makes sense. But I'm gonna agree with you saying I'd rather be a publisher because I can see it from, like what you said, both sides. I can be a consumer at the same time, but also publish.
Mm-hmm. All right, hit me.
Hmm. I really want to bring up this topic question, but you told me to save it for the next podcast.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We got to wrap it up.
Okay. Hmm. Crap. I can't even add that one either.
All right, then fuck it. Then we got Sasodolo on the live stream right now. I'm gonna give him a little bit of time to pop his shit. Talk about some projects coming out. Talk about some projects already out, and then what we can expect from him in the future.
All right. Hope y'all having a good night tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed most of the podcast.
No, go 100%. But like, tell me what they can expect. Tell me what you got out going on right now, and then talk about that trip to Indy we about to have.
Oh, so I got Ace that just dropped on the first with PlayStation.
Yes, sir.
Go check both of those out.
Yeah, where?
On all streaming platforms.
Under
Sasodolo.
How do you spell it?
Sasodolo.
And what are your socials?
All my socials are under Sasodolo. Sasodolo.
With the hieroglyphics.
With hieroglyphics.
And the numerology. And the next one, this is Patreon, so like we're gonna give you the good shit, you know what I'm saying, that potent shit. We're gonna have a whole numerology breakdown. We're gonna get it all together. You know what I'm saying?
That podcast is gonna be crazy.
That's damn near gotta be for the trip when you get here. So talk about that.
I was just about to talk about that. I was about to say that's probably gonna be a podcast for when I get there. Just like the other topic questions that I was gonna ask earlier. One of those topic questions had to do with Kendrick.
All right, talk about it. Oh, never mind. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
See. But I'm looking forward to this trip with.
And shout out Cap Young. We got to get him up here too sometime.
We got to get Cap out there too. Cap, shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to Vito in Jamaica too, and Joby. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole unit up here. You know, and shout Simone. We got to get all y'all together. Nicole, you got to come down. We gonna come up to you for sure.
Oh, with the indie trip, I'm looking forward to it. The whole week from Monday to Saturday. You said what day in October?
The 3rd, if I remember correctly.
I think you did say the 3rd. It was either the 3rd or the 2nd.
The 3rd to the 8th, yeah.
Yep. 3rd to the 8th. Podcast, shows, recording, new music coming out.
Talk about it.
We got Up coming out
on the 9th. Talk about it. You got 20 seconds.
September. Up, you're gonna love it. It's a whole different vibe. It's just a different feel of music. I feel like y'all definitely will enjoy it when it drops on the 9th.
Go ahead and get in tune. Like I said, this is Sasodolo. My name is Bengi C Notes. This is the open forum. And from now on, I'm only going to keep, for the Patreon episodes, I'm going to do something new. Me and Dolo are going to start something that me and Vito kicked off. It's going to be called Brand New Music. Brand, national underground music is Bengi Sasodolo, love.
Love.